So I guess the obvious question is, how does it feel to be opening camp with a team aside from Buffalo? Is it strange, or is it just life?
No, it's just life, right? I always have a saying, it is what it is, it ain't what it ain't. It feels amazing to be down here. Like I said, I've been, a fan from the other side of this team for ever since I've been in Buffalo, seeing this team grow on and off the field, knowing some of the players here, knowing Mike. And it's just a really cool opportunity for me to come here and be the best version of myself, help this team win football games. So I'm excited to be here.
How do you feel physically at this point in your career?
I feel great. Honestly, I feel like this is the healthiest that I've been in a few years. Last year going into the season, I wasn't all the way up to 100%. I feel 100% now going in. I know there's a lot of stuff being said about the age of me and whatnot, but I'm excited to play. I'm excited to play football. It's a game that I love. It's a game I appreciate. Playing alongside my teammates, my coaches. It's given me a lot, so I just want to give everything back to it. So, like I said, I'm excited to be here.
NFL teams often use three safeties at a time. You, Marcus May, and Javon Holland certainly might be on the field at the same time a lot. By the same token, do you also feel like with the addition of May, you might be competing in some way for playing time?
I think there's always a competitive aspect to each season you go into, no matter if you are penciled in as a starter or not. Every day is out there, you're competing against the opposing side of the football, and then obviously the guys that are next to you. But I'm excited to have him as an addition of our group. Have seen him play. I think this is year 8 or 9 for him. Have seen him play. He played with the Jets for a little bit. Now he was in New Orleans, had a really solid couple years out there, and we're lucky to have him here. So I'm excited to learn from him, compete with him, and help this team win football games.
How was your chemistry? I can see Jordan, by the way.
You too, brother.
How's your chemistry with Javon been building maybe the last 4 or 5 months since y'all been together?
Yeah, it's been awesome. He's taken up golf. And so, him and I, we went and played Shell Bay on Friday with Tua. Just getting on the course, getting to know each other off the field. He came to one of my events on last Wednesday, held a cool little yoga event. He pulled up with his lady. So it's been really cool to get to know him off the field, a great young player, and I'm excited to play with him.
Jordan, how much does the mental approach to the game affect the outcome? And for instance, you guys in Buffalo, you were 6-6 last year, right? And you go on the run, and just the success that you've had personally and as a team. How much do you devote to the mental side of the game?
I think that's just as big as the physical side of the game, right? It's the NFL. Not everything's going to happen exactly the way that you want it to happen. You're not going to win every single game, even though you'd like to. And it's really in those moments of adversity, of those moments of, maybe coming off a loss, being able to handle them in the right way. Whether that be within a game, maybe the offense comes out there and smacks you in the mouth first series, and you're down 7-0 early, and you got to find a way to compartmentalize and really have that mental capacity to be able to move on, because this is the NFL. Most games are going to come down to the last series, the last play, whoever has the ball last, whoever makes the last play. So being able to, I always told the guys that I played with before, look, I don't care if you give a first down, I don't care if you give a touchdown, it's the next play. Like, we got to keep playing. It's a long game left. And so all of that has bbeen instilled in myself throughout the 12 years that I've played. And so I've really taken into a factor of, the game's going to flow. There's going to be some ups and downs. You got to handle the adversity and handle what's thrown at you. And usually those teams that are able to handle those moments, whether it be within a game, within a season, those are usually teams that you see in the playoffs at the end of the season.
You played in the same secondary as another great quarterback in Buffalo and Trey White. I know you haven't had a ton of time on the field with Jalen Ramsey, but from what have you noticed about how he approaches the game and his feel for the game?
Yeah, one of the most talented athletes I've ever been around. It's just, obviously playing against him, we played Jacksonville 2017, when the year we made it to the playoffs in Buffalo, and he ended up having a pick to win the game. And I just remember, that celebration that he had, and just seeing him grow as a person and as a player, on and off the field, is really cool to finally get to know him and to play alongside of him. And like I said, I'm just here to do my best to be the best version of myself, to help, put him in position to make plays and put our team in position to make plays.
Looks like we're headed to 18 regular season games in the NFL, maybe 2 byes, maybe trim the preseason. What do you think about all that?
I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble with some of the things I might think about it, but that's kind of crazy. if it's 2 buys, maybe that'd be nice. But 18 games, 17 games is a lot of games. But 18 games is a lot of games too. So, we'll see how the NFL handles that. Who knows? Maybe I'll be off in the sunset by then. We'll see how that's handled.
Jordan, I believe you mentioned golfing with Tua. Can you talk about how he's handled himself amid this contract negotiations? And some of your teammates said they expect him to practice. What are your feelings on that?
I mean, he's a pro. That's his business. We all hope the best for him and his team. Tua is a huge part of this team. So, I'm sure him and his agents and the people upstairs are handling that in the right manner. But we hope Tua gets what he deserves, right?
Jordan, a little off-the-wall question. I started at Oregon State. You love baseball. You're high school champion. Was that a tough decision at Oregon State to just stick with football? Or you drafted by the Marlins. You could be playing for the Marlins instead of the Dolphins, right?
Yeah, you look back and you see some of those contracts those baseball players are making with a lot of zeros behind them, and you're like, what if I did? But no, I mean, this is my 12th year in the league, so there's not a lot of guys that can say they played 12 years in the league. To be honest, I didn't think I was going to make 3. So to be sitting here in front of you guys at 12, I'm extremely blessed, extremely thankful for those decisions that I made back then. That's why I'm here. I love playing football. I love connecting with my teammates, and that's what it's about.
You could have pulled the Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders.
I could have.
In terms of being that 12-year veteran, being the old head, what comes with that when you're on an NFL team in an NFL locker room? What's the responsibilities of that?
I think just sharing the experience. Like I said, playing against this team over the past few years, you kind of you get a sense of, okay, if you get on top of this team, they might fold. And there's some teams that are, I'm just being honest, so what is that that happens in those moments to where, like, okay, we get hit in the mouth? What happens in those moments to where, like, hey, we good, let's bounce back, we're good. The game's, it's a 60-minute game, it's a long game. So, I've been in games where I've been up 24 points and end up losing. I've been in games and we've been down 21 points and end up winning. So it's just continuing to just play the game. The game is going to come down to the last series, the last play, so just keep playing. Don't get stuck into that play that you didn't make, or don't get stuck into X, Y, or Z of the past. Let's just keep playing, keep staying together. That's the biggest thing, too, is being able to stay together as a team. Because this is a team game. It's not just one guy. It's everybody. So being able to stick together through those adverse moments, through those ups, through those downs, and just staying on that line all the way through the season.